Here, piggy, 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 piggy. Come here, piggy, 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 piggy. Get up! Ugh! I just want to climb on top of you and ride you off a cliff so then I can cook your delicious rotting meat just for a meaningless trophy. Is that so hard to understand? Yeah, what? No. When? Alright, let's see what we got. We got Baileys, we got vodka, we got purple stuff. Oh, sweet whiskey! I picked that week to stop drinking. Oh, it's so chocolatey. Hello, I'm viral Vinnie. I infect the internet with more useless opinions. Today is a sad day, folks, as we come together to pay respects to a dearly departed friend. A friend who many of us may not know this, but was there for us regardless, whether we noticed them or not. Not being noticed. A friend who just wanted to bring people together, but never really got to fulfill this wish. A friend, a sad friend, called PlayStation Home. Are you serious? All that for PlayStation Home? Really? What? I kind of liked Home for what it was. It's cute. Just stop, Rick. Just stop, alright? Look, I may be a personification of your mental feelings, but I'm not going to go along with this madness. Now, go ahead. Go drink some poison. Come on, do it. I command you. Look, after the first 3 times, I've learned my lessons. Besides, deep down, I really do think PlayStation Home had a lot of potential. Didn't do anything with it, but it still had a lot of potential. So that's why I want to pay respect to it by talking about what PlayStation Home was, what it did right, and what it did wrong. So very, very wrong. I apologize in advance, folks. I was dropped as a kid. A lot, apparently. But what is PlayStation Home? I'm sure many of you are not asking. Well, the short version is it's Sony's ripoff of Second Life. Less of a game and more of a virtual meeting space, PlayStation Home allows gamers to meet up with each other and talk and make new friends in areas based off of Sony properties, as well as play a bunch of minigames. However, the service was so much more than that, and as the years went on, they did a lot of really cool things. As stated before, all of the spaces were based off of video game properties, so it was kind of cute, almost like you were on a movie set or something. And they had a lot of big games, ranging from Far Cry 2 to Ratchet & Clank to Assassin's Creed. They really represented each game world well, if and only that it felt more like an exhibition about the game and less like you were actually there. One of the things I loved was every E3 they would recreate the show floor on Home so you could walk around it yourself. True, it's not the same thing as actually going, but it was still a nice thing to offer fans who couldn't make the trip. It made E3 just a little more special each year. However, the biggest thing they did was they held a one-time event that not only had people playing PlayStation Home, but looking for clues in real life too. It was a one-time only event, unfolding in real time and only available on PlayStation Home. The game was an adventure to find a woman named Jess and find the meaning of Zai by collecting fragments and butterflies found in a series of secret rooms in Home that changed frequently. The event also challenged users to search for clues in the real world by going on various websites and watching cryptic videos. Overall, the event took over 12 weeks to beat, and by the end of it, over 5 million people had participated in the event alone. Sony spent a lot of time and money on it, and it showed that Home had a small but loyal community. In fact, a lot of other people took note of this, including big clothing companies like Element, Because right now, currently, there's over 33,927 different pieces of clothing or furniture you can purchase on the PlayStation Home. That's not even counting for all the free t-shirts or spaces you get for beating games exclusively on PlayStation.
Hell, everything in my apartment I got totally for free. Yeah, I really put a lot of hours into Home.
But Home wasn't just about the spaces or the levels. It was about meeting new people. And it had a fairly nice community. There was a couple assholes and one or two people treating it like a swinger club. But overall, it had a fairly nice community. They weren't too troublesome. They would be very helpful, and they would tell you where they got a piece of clothing or how to get to a certain area. So, if Home was so friendly and so inviting, what went wrong? Oh, finally, here we go! Well, for one, Sony really picked one group of people who either tell you to slit your wrist and impale yourself on a weather vane and kill yourself. Pleasant. Or, honestly, a bunch of other people who kind of just keep to themselves. Yeah, sure, you'd see a couple groups scattered around Home, but for the most part, it'd be just a bunch of single people running around solo. The other problem was they expected gamers to not play games and instead talk to people. Which, to a gamer, is kind of like drinking poison. Which all the cool kids are doing. I'm just saying. No, wait. Crap, you're finally dissing Home. I need you alive. For now. They tried a bunch of different things to get gamers to play by having a bunch of mini-games like pool and poker. And while they were okay, it'd be the equivalent of playing GTA Online and only doing golf and parachuting. Yeah, just sounds riveting, doesn't it? So that's why a couple years in they remade Home with a bigger emphasis on gaming. And while there was a much more to do, at the end of the day, the games were still kind of jerky and just okay and nothing you could really sink your teeth into. Yes, good. Soon this foul mark on Sony history will get its comeuppance. They got so desperate, they added trophies, honest-to-God trophies, to Home. For doing things like logging onto Home, or visit your apartment, or perform 5 different dances. That last one took me a grand total of 5 seconds and 20 bottles of whiskey just to play Home again. Yes. Use the rage, my pet. Look, Home is freaking bad. It offered little for gamers to do, and while it meant well, it didn't offer enough to connect gamers and non-gamers together. I'm not surprised it's being shut down. If anything, I'm surprised it hasn't been shut down sooner. However, there was one part that really had a lot of potential, and I hope someone resurrects that idea at some point in the future. It's nothing that big or amazing. It's just the fact that if you downloaded the Namco Museum demo and then beat it, you would unlock a virtual arcade machine for your own personal space, which you could then play in Home. That's what Home needed, the ability to go from home to a game back to home. Let me put it in perspective I'm sure everyone will be able to understand. Home needed to be like the internet from Futurama.
Right now, we just text people, get online, and just hop straight to gaming. But imagine if there was a space where you could chat, and you could do a quick catch-up with your friends, and then go straight into a game. Or you could walk around a virtual space while the match loads, or while you wait for other people to join.
Because staring at a stats screen is so much more engaging, especially when you're wanting to get into a fast-paced shooter. Look, I know even at the end of the day, if they had that, Home still would have sucked. But I met a lot of good people on Home. I had some good times. So in that regard, it wasn't a total failure. They meant well, and hopefully someone in the future will think of a better way to bring gamers together. And at the end of the day, is that really such a bad thing? Yep, absolutely. Especially if it creates something like Home. So go grab some friends and take a quick tour around Home, because, yeah, it's a colossal failure, but I still think it's an important part of PlayStation history we should acknowledge and pay respect to. And hey, at least it worked better than Nier. I'm Viral Vinnie, infecting the internet with more useless opinions.
I'm coming home, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming home. Yeah. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. Ain't no I know my kingdom awaits, and it's forgiving my mistakes.
Thank
I'm
you.
coming home,
Coming
I'm
home.
coming home.
Coming
Tell
home.
the world that I'm coming.
Hey yo, check this out.
Yeah, who's your daddy?
Yeah, okay. I get that. I got it right the first time. I got it right the first time.